Oh boy. Oh boy. We are having some technical difficulties up in here, and I am not having fun with what the heck is happening. I don't hate Audient. I just swear I don't know. Like, I've been having so much trouble with my ID14 since man, Audient. Ooh, review of Audient ID14 maybe on the way because of this. Anyway, let's jump in the chat because I have no audio, so I have no idea how loud things are right now. I'm playing the Eurorack, but I can't even check my levels, so no headphones. It's fine. What's up, everybody? So let me actually do this correctly. Make sure we're good in the chat. So I really like my screenshot that I really like the thumbnail I did. I feel like the thumbnail for this video is super hilarious. Okay, anywho. Yeah, I think I'm up to speed. Cool. What's up, Connor? Thank you for showing me the stand that you were doing. I appreciate it. Pretty cool, especially because I feel like I have some stuff that could be put on a stand that it's just small, like my Zoya. If I got some more stuff, I'd want it to be on a stand. So, yada yada. Yeah, Connor, what's up? What's up, J-Rob? Yeah. I mean, it's weird. I hate. Give me just a quick how are levels sounding, because currently I'm not wearing headphones because I can't tell exactly what's going on with this ridiculous ID14 from Audient. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't even know. I have the Eurorack running. Let me know. Is the Eurorack actually doing anything? Can you hear it? Because I turned it down because I wasn't sure how loud things were, and I didn't want to go crazy with the levels of stuff, just in case. So I'm gonna manually move it up and down and stuff. It's just crazy because I can't even monitor it right now. It's awesome. So thank you, Audient, for making that. Featured, what's up? Long time no see. Matthew, what's up? Okay, good. See, I trust you guys. The more people that come regularly, the more that I can be like, okay, I trust that not just, yanking my chain. I'm not gonna move this. What's up, Jordan? Okay, cool. Yeah. So no donuts. If you read the description, you'll see why I didn't get donuts. I was right there in Burbank, ready to get the donuts, and it was like, you either get donuts or you charge your car. I couldn't do both within the time that I had, so my car was dead on battery, so I had to charge it. Nathan, the sequence sounds like characters sneaking around, music from old cartoons. I don't even know, I don't know what it even sounds like, so what I do know is I have, I believe my drums are here. So I think my drums are on 2. I'll switch over. So I think my drums are on 2 here. I have no idea. I hope they're loud. And then I have a sequence. Sequence is coming from the Lifeforms SV1 and the KB module together. Basically, it's just sending a sequence, or actually it's an arpeggio. Sending an arpeggio to the Lifeforms SV1, and then yeah, I had the drums. Drums are from they're from the Tip Top Audio 909s. What are these? No, the BD 808 and the SD 808. So they're Roland 808 clone stuff, which I think is really good. And the other parts of the drums are coming from the Delptronics modules. So, yeah, that's all. I have no idea how it sounds, so I have no idea. Okay. What's up, Kevin? So real quick, Nathaniel says, recommendation for a mixer module. Well, I have the Lifeforms SV1, or I have the Lifeforms system interface. I've had that for a long time. I don't know if you guys know, but man, it's been a while. Jeez. I haven't even done like a Eurorack type of a thing in like, wow, it's been a long time. Anyway, I've had the system interface forever. I really like it. I think that there could be an update to it, which would improve it, but it's okay. There's some crosstalk. So, you know, I say be careful with the system interface. Not be careful, just like make sure that you test it in your own system for correct, like, shielding and things before you get it, and try out some other ones. You know. Yeah, no donuts. It sucks. Let's see. I think this is right. Gyrbae, Gybae, Gyrbae. I started following after your Jexus documentary. I really liked it. Are you gonna do more synth documentaries? Well, I literally have one, but the thing is, it takes time to do them, and my honest opinion is that if the next one comes, 99.9%, it would be something about, no, I'm not even gonna say, but I have the business card of the person who I need to talk to about this, and I have a lot of backstory from a few people who worked at the company, because some of the people who worked at that company now work at Dave Smith Instruments, and I can talk to those people at Dave Smith. So, because you know, it's not hard to get in touch with those people. So I won't say now, but if that documentary comes out, it may take a while, but it may be a little easier because it's core. You know, it's like COVID right now, so you know. But you know, soon. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, Connor, yeah. The B-roll in solar-powered synths video. That was like a weird video to like come about. Weirdly, like I never really do those type of videos. I think the only other video I kind of did in that fashion was the Moog Sub 37 video from like years ago. But you know, I just was kind of like, I wanted to get out. Also, I hadn't really, the real reason behind it is two reasons. Reason number one, I wanted to try out the solar panel that I got, and you know, I really kind of, I don't know, I really wanted a solar panel because they were kind of getting fun, like trendy, and so I wanted to like charge some stuff with my solar panel. And then two, I hadn't taken my car on like a road trip with like, basically like I use this company called Electrify America for my car, and so like they had basically built more chargers to go further. So I wanted to try out my car in like a hot situation going further on the battery. So it was more of a test of, I wanted to try out a solar panel that I bought, and then I wanted to take my car on like a road trip to test some stuff. Man, I'm getting so many emails right now. It is like annoying. I don't even know who could be emailing me right now. Because, you know, why? What's up, Hype? Hype. What's up, Mike Hydro Pneumatic? Jeez. That is terrible. The B-roll. Yeah, I kind of made a mistake. That video was really like annoying because I literally was like, here we go, right? And I'm like gonna like leave, and I'm going and I'm driving, And literally the only saving grace of that video was that I brought the Zoom H5, and so since I brought the Zoom H5, I had the SD card from the Zoom H5 because I forgot the SD card for my camera, which is like, I was so pissed because I was like, how could I forget the SD card in the camera? So I would have to like record like part of the video and then the audio. It came out like pretty good, but I mean, I could have done much better. But you know, I'm a perfectionist, but I gotta let that go, or there will never be videos, right? That's been the problem. I mean, I've had at least over the last year 5 videos or something that did not get released because I just became like a perfectionist and I just decided not to. It kind of sucks, but you know, I do my thing. Nathan, thank you. Yeah, it was a fun video. Mike says, weird hours you go live. You know, here on the West Coast where I live in Los Angeles, it's 9 p.m., right? So for me, it's like this weird perfect middle time because I don't, it's like late enough so that as I finish the live stream, it's like my perfect like chill hour. You guys probably don't know this, and it won't show here, but in my house I have hue lights that are on like a timer, right? So they like change to like different colors and stuff. So around the time the stream ends is like chill time. So, you know, it's like a perfect thing. That's why I stream later, because I'm also a night owl. All right. I'm going to do this wrong, but M.C. Sileski, I'm sorry. So, you know, so glad you're back. I guess so. It took a long time. Number one, I had to find a reason to make videos again. And it took a lot of like other YouTube people telling me that I could do it again. I just needed to do it because it was fun. And it wasn't fun. There was a point where it just wasn't fun. And probably everyone can, if you look at the timeline of how the videos went, you can see the point in when it wasn't fun anymore. And I hate to say this because it's really lame. But like, oof. Well, I don't know who's in this chat, but I'll just, basically, if you, I got so in my head about this whole like being a YouTube person thing. And, so if people remember back to, when was it? If you guys remember back to Tom and Synth Reactor, right? There was, I remember around that time, just getting so much like anxiety and like annoyance from like people. This is when at some point I remember meeting people, and people were like literally telling me like, oh, we don't read our comment section anymore. And I was like so used to reading all of the comments, and like, you know, people would be like, you know, mean or whatever in comments, but like I would like read them and I'd like respond back sometimes, or I whatever. And literally to have like, you know, dozens of people literally telling me, who were YouTubers bigger than me or at any size, literally just telling me like, oh yeah, you don't even open the comment, you don't even read them anymore. Like you have to literally just stop doing that. And it was weird because I didn't want to do that. But I remembered, you know, if I'm going to take it personally, maybe it's better that I don't. And then also when the Tom and Synth Reactor happened, I had such an issue with, first off, everyone knows that my channel is like, there's no sponsor. There's been that one sponsorship, and I hate talking about this a billion times, but there's only been the one sponsorship on one video, the reverb.com video, right? Okay, fine. Because that was my channel, going to the Tom and Synth Reactor was so weird because I felt like they flew me and a bunch of people out. This must be a setup. Like this gotta be a setup, right? So I'm sitting there thinking that, well, I have to release a bunch of videos. And if anyone realized this, like you'll like, if you look back on the channel or anyone who went, and this is really like annoying, me and Eli, who is also Annie, right? Me and Eli didn't release one video from Tom and Synth Reactor. And I feel like we did it because like we were like trying to like prove everyone wrong, like on the internet, because people on the internet were like, oh, these guys are getting paid, like these guys are shills, and it's just like we were just so like in our heads about like our like personal like our personal, like as people like us, he and I, we just don't we don't do that kind of stuff. We don't do like sponsored videos and stuff like that, right? Which is totally fine to do. It's just that's not our persona. So because our persona is in like that, like I didn't release one video because I was thinking about all of the freaking people who don't know anything. They have no idea what the whole thing is about, and they think that it's like companies like punching you in the face to like say good things about their products. When at the end, looking back, I remember, this is how I remember that it wasn't like some stupid, annoying corporate, like, shilling thing. Well, not that anybody knows, but anyway, there's going to be another Tom and Synth Reactor, and they, like, invited me back. And I thought to myself, I was like, don't they know I didn't do one video to promote, like, Tom? And, like, I literally did nothing on purpose. And they still were like, yeah, like, we really like that you had a good time, so you should come back. And I was like, what the heck? Like, that just doesn't, that was just so weird for me. You know, so anyway, that's the story of something nobody asked. Oh yeah, that's why I do streams late. I have no idea. Okay, so I can't do anything really on the Eurorack, but the video, this is a live stream about the Eurorack. As you can see me, Eurorack. Hold on. So this is my Eurorack. I have had the exact same Eurorack at this point for, I believe, 2 years. So hold on. I'm turning it up. I don't know what it sounds like. I'm sorry. I apologize. The only way I can kind of know how things are going is because, like, I can see the envelope here, so I kind of know what's going on. But yes, I slowly built this piece by piece over time from a smaller system, okay? And you guys let me know if I need to turn this up. Just say, like, turn up the Eurorack and I'll turn it up, because I'm not sure. Yo, Cash Music, thank you, man, thank you. So, quick thing, sorry. Quick thing, not everything in the Eurorack I bought. And I want to make sure that that is said on the surface here. Some things I got from companies because they just sent them, and there probably wasn't a video necessarily about it. Some things were sent and they were like, so the Erica Synths thing, my modular was super small, and Erica Synths sent these two modules, the black wavetable VCO and the black dual VCF, and I didn't really have like anything like this, and so I remember that I gave them like a shout out, even though they didn't ask for it, but I gave them a shout out at the end of my I guess my intro to modular series, or intro to Eurorack series, because, like, well, Pittsburgh Modular also let me borrow some modules, which I sent back. I don't have them anymore, but when Pittsburgh sent the modules and Erica, like, it was at the same exact time, and I was just like, you know what, the companies didn't like pay me or anything, but the least I can do is to like shout them out in the video, you know, and hopefully that will help them or something in the future. But yeah, yeah, everything else, I still have the first two modules I bought. So, quick thing, Verb from Make Noise. I think it's on. Yeah, it's on pretty high right now. So yeah, the Make Noise from Herb Verb is my like bus. So like I can turn down real quick. Like check it out. I can. I really wish I could hear. I'm sorry. So I can turn down the Herb Verb. I think that you guys can hear that. Because that's the aux. So it's basically like hooked up like a send and return. So I can turn that like way up. And then the second module I bought was the Maths module. I've done videos on both of those. They're both super, they make sense to have if you're gonna buy a module like that. Very like universally like useful in a lot of different ways. I'm turning the filter now of the black dual VCF. I have no idea how this sounds. Well, good luck. Also, let's see. I'm just gonna go left to right and just kind of explain quick why I have the module and if I would buy it again, real quick. And then we'll get into why you shouldn't have Eurorack. So, Lifeforms SV1 from Pittsburgh Modular. I have had that a very long time. Still absolutely love it. Would not trade it. I had the Mother 32s before this. I prefer the Lifeforms SV1 to having two Mother 32s like I had. The next module over is the Tip Top Fold Processor. I bought this on Amazon because it was the right size. This goes into why you shouldn't have your rack. I bought the Fold Processor from Tip Top Audio because it was the right size and it was the right price. That's bad. I would not buy the Fold Processor again. Dang, somebody got shot outside. Dang, my neighborhood. Next up, we got the Lifeforms Analog Replicator. Sorry, quick thing. What's up, Bagels of the Future? Chandler, what's up, everybody? Sorry. I'm not loving the chat. I'm not giving love. Lifeforms Analog Replicator. I would 100% absolutely do again. The Analog Replicator is a fantastic Bucket Brigade delay module, and I can plug into it. Maybe it'll make sense. Herb Verb, I already said I would buy it again. Lifeform System Interface, would I buy it again? I will say that I would probably buy it again if, when I bought it again, all of the crosstalk and any of the extra sound issues were, fixed. Yeah, Jordan, LA is, man, my neighborhood right now, man. Next up, the Lifeforms KB1. I love this module. I know that I said things about like the touch plate or whatever of other modules, but when we're talking about like inside of a Eurorack case, fantastic. I really like it a lot. I would definitely buy it again. I bought it. I think I got a discount on it, but I bought it. Next, the data module from Mordax. I'm sure everyone knows this module because everyone has this module. The Mordax data, it's cool. The guys from Mordax like sent me an email and they like really liked my channel and music that I did, and so they let me have this module, the data module. And I thought so long. They literally, the funny thing is they sent me the data module because of the Geordie LaForge thing. Whatever. So quick, I would buy it again. Chandler, you on Van Nuys? What up, neighbor? See you at Perfect Circuit. Next up, well, okay. I don't know if I said, but data, if I had to buy it again, I would buy it again. If it broke, I would buy my own version of it. Next, Black Wavetable VCO from Erica Synths. It is a wavetable module. Obviously, they sent these to me. I would buy it again. And next, Black Dual VCF from Erica Synths. I would buy it again. It's a filter. Mats, I said, I would buy it again. It's very expensive, but I would. And over on the right, kind of hard to see because it's kind of dark probably, you have the BD808 and the SD808 from Tip Top, which are the snare drum and the, you hear them now, I'm sure. Might be loud, but that's what that is. And then you have a mixer module from Manhattan, I believe. It's the DTM Manhattan module or something. Yeah. So I bought all those from Perfect Circuit. All three of these I bought from Perfect Circuit. Most of this actually I bought from Perfect Circuit. So yeah, I'd buy it again if I had to. Next, down on the left here, stereo triggered sampler from 4MS. And if you were here last week in the stream, you know about whatever drama with 4MS. I'm not going to go over it again, but I will say that the stereo triggered sampler is absolutely a fantastic sampler module, and if I needed to buy it again, I would absolutely buy it again. Magneto from Strymon. You're hearing that right now, so I could turn down the wet of that on this, on the here. So that is what you're hearing actually. That is, I really, it sucks to not be able to hear what I'm doing. But yeah, you're hearing the delay from the Magneto currently. So I know it's like the spring reverb as well. You hear that? I would buy it again. The VC sequencer. Okay, here we go. It is the RYO VC sequencer. I would not buy this module again. Why did I buy this module? Because it was the right size and it was the right price. Not a good way to go. Next. Oh, geez, the tune module from 2HP. Geez, I can't even see it there. I bought that. I would buy it again. I just don't use it very much. I had to buy it because of the VC sequencer, because I wanted to have proper tunings, chromatic tunings, that is. Next two modules, which go together, pressure points and brains. My 4-track machine, what's up? Pressure points and brains, absolutely love those modules. Use them in tandem with the stereo triggered sampler. Love them together. Would buy them again. Absolutely. I didn't buy them though. Someone actually on Twitter asked me what I thought of them. I replied to the person I didn't know, and then like, I believe, I forget his name, from whatever. Basically, they let me have them to like show the person like what I thought of them. Next, Lifeform's percussion sequencer. It's an interesting module. I would absolutely buy it again. It is a fantastic module. It's just, I don't think it's for everybody, but for me, it's perfect. And then last two modules, I did a review on these way back. It's the Dopetronics LDB2E and the LDB2X. These are percussion modules. So, more or less, I guess, that's what you hear on like the drums. Like, if I, let's see, LDB2. I'm not going to solo it because it might be kind of annoying to like re-level everything. But let's see, it's on 2, so I believe it's this. I think it's like this. No idea, but yeah. Ta 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 ta. So that is the Eurorack. Beginning top left to bottom right. Yeah, and I've had it for about 2 years in the same fashion. Obviously, I made the video like a year, 2 years ago for the Halloween special where I like killed the Eurorack. And that was honestly like, I don't know, I was having fun with it. So Wave, sorry if I forget anyone's thing, but Wave says, if you don't recommend Eurorack, then what do you recommend? It's not that I don't recommend Eurorack. It's just there was definitely a point in time where Eurorack was like the ultimate fad. And I probably am a casualty of that because I bought my Eurorack when it felt like it was getting real hype. Like Perfect Circuit just had like opened their storeroom so you could go in and you're just like seeing all this gear and you're getting gas and you're just so hyped up for this stuff. And in reality, in a practical sense, I never used it for something that was I don't know, like a professional project. I never used my Eurorack, and to this day, I've never used it for any professional project. And it's because of the recallability, and this is not something you think of in the moment. So, yeah, the gas over here is real. That's real, Connor. My gas. Let's see. What's up, TO underscore? No, T00B? My bad. Hi. So is the zero control in any way similar to the pressure points in brains? I think it is. Make Noise, the guy sent me an email and asked if I'd be interested in doing something with the zero control. And yeah, I just, not right now. So I just don't know. First off, I don't know enough about it to say if it is. It seems like it is, like the pressure points in brains. But I'll try it eventually. I need to try the zero coast first, and then I'll try the zero control. But I don't know. I guess probably they wanted maybe a video at some point, but I just don't care. Jordan says, Eurorack is a lot of money to spend up front if you aren't ready for it, or you have no end goal with it. Yes. And I think that let's get into the top 5 reasons, because I thought of like 2, and I'm going to make up the other 3 right now. So the top 5 reasons why you shouldn't go into Eurorack. And my number 1 reason to not go into Eurorack, as a person who owns Eurorack, is 1, you have any sort of addictive behavior, unhealthy addictive behavior. Now, I think that that's very broad and like that's maybe preachy or whatever, but Eurorack is weirdly addictive. And that is why, and I have a very low like addictive thing. Like I'm not crazy addictive with stuff. I definitely have I definitely have some of it in me. And I already stated, why did I buy the full processor? It was the right size and it was the right price. That is no reason to buy a module. I think it was maybe like $160 or something. And then also with the VC sequencer, it's like right size, right price. I needed to, every hole in your Eurorack becomes like, if you have like OCD, every like missing slot in your Eurorack becomes like this unhealthy fixation. So that's my number 1 reason why not to go Eurorack. If you have some sort of like addiction, whatever, however big or small, you may be bitten in the butt by the addiction. Number 2 reason to not buy Eurorack is, as part of number 1, if you have already currently a lot of personal unsecured debt. And that goes because I remember, these are all my lessons. I'm just telling you my lessons. So I bought my case, my my Herb and my maths module I remember I bought them and it cost me, I mean, I forget, I think I had to buy something else. But I'll just say, I believe the case was like $480 or something at Perfect Circuit. This was a long time ago before they even made cheap cases. And the Herb, Verb, and Maths together, somehow they probably equaled around $1,000. And guess what I did? I put them onto an American Express card. Now, and it's just bad. I think probably at the end, yeah, I ended up spending somewhere around like maybe $3,000, and I only had like 6 modules or something and a case, and none of them really worked together real well. So that's number 2. If you have already somewhere a high amount of personal unsecured credit card debt, do not buy Eurorack now. Wait until you maybe have saved up, because you're going to have to do research. So do your research. If it takes you 6 months to just get enough money, make a budget and go there. Start there. So yeah, that's number 2 why you shouldn't go Eurorack, is if you have a bunch of credit card debt, because something's going to pull at you to keep going. You don't want to do that. So yeah, I'll give number 3 after this. And I like my Eurorack. It's just I have to state the pitfalls that I fell into going Eurorack, because at this point I have absolutely spent, and I mean I feel like I have spent like I don't know, $5,000 maybe, because I have some other modules that I like. I literally gave these modules away like a couple weeks ago, and you know, whatever. So too bad. I guess next, let's see. I don't know if I'm preaching, but I'm just saying you got to be intentional. So next, number 3 reason to not go Eurorack, even though it is wonderful. This is brilliant. It is amazing. I didn't even have that on. Look what I can do. It's so great. I love it. You know, it's just so wonderful, right? Isn't it just wonderful? That said, the number 3 reason to not go Eurorack is that you are trying to create things that are repeatable, starting at any time and trying to replicate it at any time later. If your workflow is to need repeatable, oh, hold on, super chat, got a shout out. Yo, my 4-track machine, what's up? Oh, see, you got to go DIY. Okay, that's what you guys need to do. Thank you for the $5 super chat. It's going to go towards a collection agency that's trying to get in touch with me currently. So don't go Eurorack. Okay, so yeah, number 3 is you're trying to make a patch and recreate that patch at any time in the future. And you need to do that for something to make creative sense to you. If that's what you want to do, you do not need to go Eurorack. This should not be the centerpiece of something. If you are working in a world where you need to create something and have that exact same thing manipulated at a different time, because good luck. I mean, take a photo, have fun, but I don't think that is actually fun and creatively conducive. Yes, you can take photos, but when a patch cable lies in front of a knob, or when you're trying to actually do the knobbing, that's not fun. And creative process to me seems like it needs to be smooth, and it needs to be seamless, where you're not thinking about things. Once we're trying to do little knobby things and holding up a phone and trying to do the hold up the phone and turn the knob, Nah, that's not how to do it. So that is reason number 3 of why not to go Eurorack. People are probably going to, be mad that I say these things, but I'm just saying that. So yeah, reason number 4, why not to go Eurorack. If you do not know what the goal is with the Eurorack, this is different than needing things that are recreatable. If you do not know what direction you're wanting to go with the Eurorack, you should not go Eurorack. You need to wait until you know what the Eurorack is going to do for you. Now, one, if you're into tactile things, the Eurorack is great, and I'm into tactile things, so I like the Eurorack. But if you're really into making sure that you know creatively that this is an instrument for you, because to me, the Eurorack is an instrument in itself. It is not just a synthesizer. It is not just an effects thing. You use it in a different way than you use a lot of other things. So in a sense, it is its own instrument. And if you don't really have a place for this instrument in your quote band, whatever band that is yourself, then you should not go Eurorack, because it is its own instrument. I'll give the number 5 in a second. Jacob, what's up? Thank you for enjoying the streams. So Drew, yes, you can always sample your rack sounds if you need to recreate them, and that's a good point. But I guess in the sense of you would need to do something. So let me just say this is how I always think of it, right? I remember a long time ago I was doing some composition on a film, and I had never really dealt with someone. This was the director who he kept coming back wanting changes to the music. He kept coming back, and I had never dealt with a situation where like somebody's telling you to make small changes that you're not really hearing. They're hearing them. And so unfortunately, when you do a sample, you can't always change a sound within a sound. Something very, the minutia around the sound, which you need to do in a lot of worlds where you're dealing with people who need to like come back to you with changes and edits. You have to do those things. This is just not conducive to that. I don't know. Obviously, I'm no expert, but I'm just saying I can't do it. So, if you're better than me, though. You're probably better than me, so I have no idea. How far can... Okay, so T00B says, how far can one go with VCV Rack without buying hardwares and modules? Which hardware modules aren't replaceable with software? I found that VCV Rack is the best way for people to decide that it is something that they want to at least take on. I remember in my series about Eurorack, I said specifically, you need to do the VCV Rack first to even see if you want to do this. Let me just say this. If taking this and like patching something, if unpatching and patching something is not in any way like an amount of pleasure, then it's not going to be for you. And VCV Rack lets you kind of have that where like nothing is making a sound unless you're doing that patch, right? Even though it's software. So yes, VCV Rack is great. I don't know of any limitations. They do a lot of emulated versions of modules, so you kind of can have some of the stuff you'd see in VCV Rack will let you get an example of what you might get if you're going to buy a module. Modular Grid, good for laying out. VCV Rack, good for deciding if you want to continue and actually invest in this. So yeah. Ronnie Jacob says, Eurorack is an improvised art, like jazz. I mean, it's sort of like, and this is interesting. It's like, and you're not wrong. I'm going to inject I'm going to insert my opinion about this. By saying Eurorack is an improvised art like jazz, I feel like it's limiting what it can do, while at the same time, it's just wires and electricity. And, you know, as a person who's played jazz for a long time, when I improvise jazz, right, I know what I'm doing, right? And there's happy accidents, just like there's happy accidents with Eurorack. But at the same time, an improvised jazz piece, I mean, I guess you're not wrong. I mean, I can appreciate that viewpoint. I guess I just want things repeatable. So, good point. The more that I critically think about it, I guess I don't want it to be that way, but in a way, it does lend itself to that. So, good point. Better to say that you are wrong than always claim you're right. All right. Okay. Rhombus Lab says best modular deal out there. Native Instruments Reactor 6 for $200. Look out for the Turkey Day sale. All right, sweet. Okay. This is interesting. Who wants to talk about something that may be a hot button topic, but I'm going to go into it quickly. So Chandler Tipton says, feel free to ignore this if it is wrong time, wrong place. But I was hoping to get your opinion as a fellow black man in the industry. And he says, to what do you attribute the overwhelming whiteness in the music tech biz? What, if anything, could make it more inclusive for other, basically BIPOC, which is Black and Indigenous people of color? So, if you're watching this channel right now, realize that this isn't Jenna Marbles in blackface. This is an actual black person. So, I don't want to go too much into the negativity, but I am going to say the positives from my end, right? People that I've looked up to over the years have always seemed like they were different or maybe a fish out of water. And I want to bring up Felix the Housecat, right? Felix the Housecat definitely was in a scene that wasn't extremely multicultural when he was coming up. And because of that, I tended to be influenced by those people who were different within their, maybe they were the only one within their thing, or they were different. So in the YouTube space, sure, everyone's gonna get, who's not gonna get the N-word, right? I mean, if it's not in like some chat, it's gonna be in the thing. Fine. But I don't think the industry as a whole is marginalizing me personally, but I understand that I have received many messages over the years saying things like, it's nice to see someone who looks similar to me in something where I feel like I'm the only one. And if I can bring that to anybody and say that like it is, and me, I honestly don't think about the color of my skin until someone tells me. And because of that, I feel like we are all here trying to enjoy the same sort of creative freedom to be ourselves through music or even video making. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who actually watch my channel who are just like video guys, and they're always like, dude, I like your video, you do the thing good and stuff. So that's all I'm trying to express to people, is just like, try not to look in the mirror. I try not to look in the mirror every time I'm doing a video and realize that I'm one of the very few, because I can see around that there are other people. Sanjay C is one of those people, right? You know, Sounds and Gear is one of those people. But yes, I'm very aware. I'm very aware. I just I try to look out instead of looking in the mirror, even though I am very aware of what the climate and what it is. Sorry. Anyone who didn't want to hear that, just let you know, I more or less want to, I don't want to go crazy on the channel with things like that, but if you look deeper, you'll understand how I feel about certain things. There you go. But thank you for the question. I don't think it's the wrong time or the wrong place, Chandler, ever. It's just, good, better, best place, right? B-Boy Tech Report, also there. Andrew Huang, also there. Yeah, what am I thinking? Andrew Huang. I just made a Twitter post about Andrew Huang's new video. If you haven't watched Andrew Huang's new video, I feel like about like 10, maybe like 8 to like 10 minutes in or something, he makes a beat out of like the thawed sound of ice. And like Andrew Huang is very, very, very talented. And he's a friend of mine, and I am very happy to say he is a friend of mine. So, quick thing, Sub-Fifth Recordings coming through with that donut money. Thank you. I think my 4-track machine and yours, Sub-Fifth, together will be able to buy me six solid donuts next week. And the person who always complains in my comments that, why do you eat all the donuts? It bothers me. I couldn't believe someone said that. It was so weird. If you're in this chat, I'm shaming you. But yeah, someone in the last chat said, in the last video was like, you know what? Every time you open the donut box and there's one solo donut in there, I am getting so enraged. He didn't say that, but he's like, it just bothers me that I'm only seeing one donut in a box of like, it's just so funny. But yeah, Sub-Fifth, Donut Money, love your channel. Definitely inspired my admittedly mediocre grandmother videos. And any tips for using Eurorack and the grandmother together? Sub-Fifth, how nice of you to say that, sir. I don't have any headphones, but quick thing for anyone, I'm currently, I can't do this, but I believe, well, 5 is that. So I have it playing through right now. I have it playing through the Eurorack. The grandmother, it's probably out of tune because it like went off, so I'm super sorry, guys. I have it going over to just the mixer. It's literally plugging out of, if you guys can see, it's literally plugging out of the Eurorack output on the back of the grandmother here, and it is going in. I'm playing a C major scale, so you guys have to tell me if it's in tune or not. I have no idea. Yeah, I just turned it on, so it's probably out of tune or whatever. But I was planning on using it with it. It's just like I should have like hooked it up or whatever. So, whatever. I'm sorry. But to answer the question, yeah, it's totally doable to have them play together. Basically, I tuned this sequence here so that it was going to be in the key of C minor. And then I had my grandmother, I tuned them together. I cannot hear it right now, which is so annoying. Well, actually, okay. Oh, actually, I could. I could plug in for like 1 second just to see about this. I can do it. I can do it, guys. Out left and out right. X left. Okay, well, screw you thing. I have to unplug and do this real quick. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we're totally out of tune. Sorry, guys. Yeah, we are totally out of tune. So, thanks a lot, grandmother. You've ruined my life. But it doesn't sound bad. I feel like it doesn't sound bad right now. Yeah, I'm big fan of this here. So yeah, I know. I need the freaking Switch, man. Sorry, guys. I just hate my Audient ID14 now. For stupid Audient. Audient's so annoying now. Anyway, let me turn this down. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I get. So, you can definitely use it. I would have been able to use it much better, but tuning, man. So Corin, hold on. I'm missing some, so I'm sorry, guys. So just to wrap up the real quick question that Chandler said, what do you mean those people? Yes, just kidding, of course. JJ says, have you ever used the Preen FM2? I'm looking into. I haven't. I could look that up. Sorry, I wish I could. Let's see. Syntrix as a modular synth, please. Syntrix? Why do I know that? Syntrix? Why do I know that? I don't know why I know that, John. But I do. Corin says, did you learn piano traditionally or self-interest? So no, I did not. My mom is she's one of those prodigy children. She is a classical pianist, like extraordinaire. She was a concert pianist for, well, she's old now, but most of her life up to being a adult, and then she became like a part-time concert pianist and university professor. So yeah, but I learned. My mom's a classical player. I didn't want to play classical because it was lame and it didn't really fit the type of music I wanted to make, which was like producing type of music. So yeah, I went to college. I learned before I went to college, and then when I went to college, I realized that, man, there are a lot of good players. So you know, I played a lot. I was one of those, like, you know, 8 hours a day player kind of kids. So yeah, I learned traditionally. Let's see. So yeah, Rhombus says, wait, the grandmother has a tune-in built-in tuner. No, it doesn't. I wish. I have one. It's just it'll be in tune in a second, but it's just not. John, was I last donut of despair? That's funny. Okay. Quick question, obviously here. Well, Jordan says, will you be on for a bit? Going to the bodega, lucky. Jordan, I'll be on for like half hour more. Because I want to play, I think I'm going to play some more Splatoon tonight. Also, real quick, I want to thank everybody for coming. And also, thank you for supporting the channel. I don't think I am able to say this enough, but there's like 90 people in here right now. So like, to everyone who's in here, thank you for supporting the channel. You know that has been up and down over time in terms of how I feel about the channel, but I've always felt like I've stayed true to doing what I want, while at the same time trying to give what you guys want in a balance, right? Not everybody wants a video about solar panels and synthesizers, but I did. So that was for me. Obviously, 1 minute synth reviews, which everyone, I think that's the draw of the channel, is the skit review videos and then like the synth versus synth videos. So those will be back. The next synth versus synth video is going to be, because I've had enough time now, the Mo Grandmother versus the subsequent or sub 37. So everyone will get to see the Morpheus red pill blue pill thumbnail that is so popular. Yeah. So thank you. I've still not sold out. I've still not shilled. After all this time, while everyone else makes real money on YouTube, I still sit with my solar panel that I bought out of the Amazon warehouse. Man, why didn't I sell it? Why am I an idiot? Anywho, Anson de Ornery says, Prophet 6 versus Rev 2. I get this a lot. Quick thing. I would not choose the Rev 2 over the Prophet 6, but given the choice of Rev 2 or nothing, the Rev 2 is way above almost anything. The difference is the oscillator design. For me, that is the biggest difference in sonic texture. So the Prophet 6, which is over here, still has the Prophet 6 is just kind of it's just a beast. It's just like it's a super beast of a synth. And it has those super organic oscillators, which I can't say enough things about. When I heard the Prophet 6, I remember, I don't do that often. I had to have one. I never thought that of the Mofo or the Tetra or any of those other that I had. So, there you go. Korn says, that explains why you're a key snob. I mean, yeah, kinda. I just, if I'm gonna play something, I want to be able to play it the way I would, and that's nothing against different designs. It's just, 20. I've been playing since I was like a kid. I don't know. It's been a long time. 20 years later, man. Chandler comes in with the $5 super chat for butts. Okay. Well, I appreciate the $5 super chat. Yes. Thank you. This is all adding up to a full dozen donuts. If I get, no, I'm not gonna even say that because I don't want anybody super chatting and giving any money like that. I appreciate everybody who has, because you don't need to do that. And clearly you already know I'm gonna buy this stuff anyway on Amazon. Once a freaking synth thing that I want goes in the Amazon warehouse, I get to buy it, right? So it's not, this channel ain't changing my life, but every little bit helps to, keep it going, keep the internet going. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Autumn Celeste says, thank you for your content. Thank you, Autumn, for being here and your eyeballs. I appreciate your eyeballs and your clicking finger to click smash the like. No, don't smash the like button, guys. I don't care. Rhombus says, I found you because your Dexys documentary. Been subbed ever since. Yeah, if anyone knows or doesn't know, the Dexys documentary, this was supposed to be how the channel went. I just want to express to everyone, this is how the channel was actually supposed to go. Because I have been a big fan of Dexys forever. And in the back of my mind, I knew that people didn't know about this whole story, right? And it was so personal to me that what I thought was, I'm going to write Dexys and I'm going to keep writing him, and Dexys is never going to write me back. Because, he's just very private. You guys don't know, but Dexys is very private. And if basically the channel was going to go all the way to the end to like 10 years from now or something, 10 years from then. And then finally at the end, Dexys was going to like write me and he'd say like, oh, hey, yeah, if you want to do that story, I finally have time. And then I was going to do it and then I was going to peace out. right? Because it would just be like, dude, this is what it was all about. It was all about bringing shine to other creatives, right? That's what it was supposed to be about for me. Someone who was so influential in my life as a synth enthusiast, and as a musician. That's what it was supposed to be. Unfortunately, Jexus wrote me back. Like, it took a while, but we got it like together, and he sent me so much stuff. I mean, it was like the easiest way to put together something, because he provided like way more than, like, he sent me way more stuff than you guys could ever imagine. So that's the way the channel was supposed to go. Unfortunately, now that I made the documentary and I feel so good about it, and he came back, I mean, that's just wild to me. Like, once he came back and did a video, I literally felt like, wow, because he said to me, he's like, I didn't know people cared. And that was so powerful for him to just say, like, I didn't know people cared. And I was like, dude, I care. Sorry, I'm yelling. But yeah, so it was important, man. That was so important for me to do that, y'all. Y'all don't even realize. Yo, Matthew, if you don't, oh wow, $20 super chat, Matthew. That's so much, man. That's so much. This is like 2 dozen donuts now. Damn. Thank you, man. And thank you for I love pears. So the pears, like, I love pears, man. So it's super delicious. It's a nice meme. Thank you. Oh, Matthew is always here, and it means a lot, man. A lot of you guys. Connor's always here. Matthew likes to see my 4-track machine. Man, yeah, it means a lot. Anyway, sorry if I'm not getting to everybody's questions. Yeah, okay. I'm missing some stuff, but Nathan McDaniel says, I was hooked on your stuff as soon as I saw the Geordie LaForge act. Someone as cool as you who's still willing to be a goofy geek. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'm cool. People probably thought that, but yeah, these are just people who I took from to, I feel like I'm paying homage to people who helped me to be who I was in the channels. Like, you know, there's something about LeVar Burton who's like, he's so cool and also friendly, but at the same time, he's so like articulate in like the way that he puts it across, and so like weirdly like scripted, that he's like massaging your ears with how like pleasant he is. And also Star Trek, big like influence on me in terms of like the music and stuff. So it was really, for me, it was more like a shout out to LeVar Burton, because at the end, I remember I said the whole like, well, you can like buy the Rev 2, but you don't have to. And I cut to like him being like, you don't have to take my word for it. And you know, it was just this thing. Him, LeVar Burton, Reading Rainbow stuff, super scripted, fun stuff, AVGN, obviously, all these people are like, they were like the reason why the channel like made sense. Cause I was like, dude, I can like broadcast myself. Like, wow. So yeah, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Man, another shout out for the super chat, Matthew. Thank you. GY, dude, I have reading problems. GYR Bay, this is a little bit ago, so I'm sorry, it's like 5 minutes later. He says, what are your thoughts on the Behringer Eurorack clones of the Moog System 55 and Roland System 100? He said you did eventually like the Model D, so was wondering if you'd give the clone modules a go at some point. So I guess I should probably state that it's, for me, personally, I like a lot of stuff that Behringer has and a lot of stuff that Behringer does. But the Model D was a special case, one, because I had, and it was weird, I didn't even, that was like the first that I thought, oh, this makes sense to buy because it is something I talked about without knowing anything about. And I feel as if I gave the impression that I was a know-it-all, and that's something that goes against what I believe. So because of that, I try to revisit things. Like I hope it's hard because the way that I see the channel and the way that it goes is not the way that people actually come to the channel. The biggest video that I ever did was, and this, I don't like this, the biggest, most popular video that I've ever done on the channel is the Behringer Model D, I Was Wrong. And the problem is people just flock to that video to just like hate. Like so much hate was in that, like in the comment section of that video towards me, because people were just like, well, you're an idiot, like blah 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 blah. And I was like, the channel is kind of a journey. Here's the way I see the channel. I'm sort of flowing each video to each video, learning and evolving, right? So I made the Behringer Model D video, right, about the thoughts on, where I had thoughts about the clone. Now that was years ago when clones were brand new. So I'm like, dude, I've been thinking about the synth. Is it really good? Is it all those things that I said in that thoughts on video? And then I'm trying it out and I'm like, dude, I guess maybe you shouldn't always judge a book by its cover, right? Or listen to the internet and what people say, right? Boom. Much later, eventually, I use it and I enjoyed it. I had to make a video about why I was wrong, about my initial impressions, right? And people don't realize that. Like, it's not like one video to the next video. It's like this evolution. And the same with the Arturia Micro Freak. I made that video about why the keys sucked or whatever. I still get people going to that video because things don't work in like a logical like timeline, where people are like, dude, you need to like evolve. Like, how could you like hate the keys, man? And I'm just like, and I say to them, did you watch my video of like where I reviewed it actually? And they're like, well, no. And I'm just like, okay, well, if I'm saying things, I want to evolve too. I'm gonna go back and, you know, recorrect myself for whatever I say if I feel a correction is necessary. And what did I do? I said in the Arturia Micro Freak video that the Arturia Micro Freak is the best synth for under $300 released in the last 10 years. So going from I don't have the Arturia Micro Freak to I use the Arturia Micro Freak at NAMM, and I'm like, I don't like it. Not so great. The keys are bothering me. To then a year later or something, being like, okay, it's time that I revisit this in a controlled scenario and being like, wow, there is a lot of value in this piece. Nothing is perfect. So that's the thing. I'm doing like a linear timeline, and people are doing like they're taking snippets and everything comes out of context. I can't know everything. Sorry. Anson says, amazing content. Keep making more with your positive outlook. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate the super chat. Clap it up for all the super chat people, because they're losing their money that they need for Eurorack. So yeah, that's what this is about, right? That's what this stream is about, right? My bad. Next, I'm probably Duck Council. What up? I'm missing people. I'm sorry. Very sorry. Nice Eurorack. Is that a Mo grandmother? Yes, it is a Mo grandmother, Benny. And can the rack be controlled from what is some sort of Mo keyboard? Yes, Benny, also. You can control things from here. These are all the same types of Eurorack outputs and inputs. You can control things both ways. Inputs and outputs, going to, coming from. And it has the output if you want to do audio to the Eurorack, which I don't know if it's in tune, but but yeah, I'm doing audio to the Eurorack over here. It's cool, makes sense. So yes, Rhombus Jexus is amazing. I don't know. I don't know. Jexus is awesome. Jexus is part of the reason why I keep going, because, you know, he inspired me, and so yeah. Yeah, man, he's great. Jexus is great, man. Let's see. Stop the super chats. Stop. Floral Bit. Thank you. Clap it up for Floral Bit. Too many super chats, yo. Says, thank you for all you do. Flame emoji. Buff boy. Flame emoji, buff boy. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Okay, Anson. How do we find your music / albums? Well, I have been putting a bunch of music onto the YouTube audio library, which is probably not there yet. I'm going to actually release a record this year on to all the platforms. Because I have records out, they're not under my name, they're under different artist names, but we're not gonna get into those. Those are old releases from a long time ago. So then, oh, okay, Max. Max says, are there any recordings of your mother playing piano we could listen to? There are, but I have them all, and I'm probably not going to put them on channel unless my mother and I do a duet, which I have thought about doing just because I want to play something on film with my mother, because she's older. So, yeah. You would, if anyone heard my mother play, they'd be like, "Oh, now we get it. Now we get it. That's why you're you." So, yeah. Okay. Last thing, because I only gave 4 reasons, guys, of why not to go Eurorack. Right? Okay. So, the number 5 reason why you absolutely, if you're even thinking about Eurorack, the number 5 reason, which is not number 1, it's just the 5th one of why you shouldn't, why you should not go Eurorack, is if you do not like to learn. Eurorack is the ultimate learning experience. Not every company makes their modules the same way. Not every company lays it out in the fashion that it would make sense to you. Going from a Make Noise module to a Pittsburgh modular module is an entirely different type of an ecosystem when you think about it. The reason why I have the modules of the types that I have are because those ecosystems sort of make sense to me, right? So if you have an issue taking something that is difficult and persevering through the learning experience to go from beginner to, you know, advanced, maybe you don't need to go to advanced, but basically like noob to I know what I'm doing, do not go Eurorack. Eurorack is a learning experience. It is something that you're evolving with, and it's evolving with you as you learn. I had a few modules in the beginning that I didn't really understand and I didn't know how to utilize, but over time they became part of essentially my sound because you're growing with the modules. So I don't know if that's the number 1 reason why you shouldn't go Eurorack, but if you have an aversion to taking something that is hard and persevering through it so that you can then on the other side come out knowing that you've really like embraced something hard and conquered it in a sense, which you never really can, don't go Eurorack. Do not. There are no presets. There is no plugin. It's you and it's your hands and it's wires. So there's my top 5 reasons of why not to go Eurorack. Number 1, which is not number 1. Number 1, you have an addiction problem because you will have an issue with something like this. 2, you already have a crippling amount of credit card debt. Do not go Eurorack. Number 3, you cannot recall things on your Eurorack. So don't think you're gonna do any recalls on your Eurorack. Number 4, reason why not to go Eurorack. Whatever I said, I should have wrote it down. Don't do it. Number 5, someone can put number 4 in the chat. Number 5, you don't want to learn. This is for the people who are sitting thinking that they want to get a freaking subscription to like a Skillshare kind of, right? It's that kind of a thing. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna take the steps to learn. So yeah, top 5 reasons why not to go Eurorack. It mainly has to do with your crippling debt. Yeah, my 4-track machine. Yeah, I was the only duet I was thinking of doing with my mom was I wanted to do an Avril 14th cover of the Aphex Twin piano piece. I had never seen a very like high quality film version of Avril 14, and I think that I could put together something very something in my style where, you know, it is very like cinematic. So yeah, if a piano duet does happen, it will be in that form. But we have to now wait because of you know, the situation in the world. Sad, so sad. Accurate, see? What up, Accurate? Accurate's not gonna go Eurorack. He knows what's good. Accurate. Everyone go. Everyone knows who Accurate is, right? So if you don't though, go sub to his channel, please, because Accurate is the man. Sad that I don't get to see you again this year, of course, man. But I can see you via the internet, so I like that. But maybe Accurate knows, or do you guys realize Jeremy from Red Means Recording went in Eurorack? Did everybody see that? For years, I would talk to him and he would see people going Eurorack and he was like forcing it away. He was like not going Eurorack. But now you see him. You see Jeremy, Red Means Recording is he's one of us now. He's in the system. So haha, he's broke now. Yeah, so like maybe like 5 more minutes or something, because I want to play Splatoon and, like, you know, I have stuff to do in my life. So yeah, I don't know. I want to be able to hear what I'm doing, and it's just driving me insane. I'm thinking, see, I can't do that without like a switch. I need like a switch to do that. Who's texting me? Oh my gosh. Okay. Guys, girls, man. That's funny. Tell me, guys, is this in tune? If I play this, is this in tune? Why is it doing this? I hate that I'm doing this right now. Whatever. Is that in tune? It's fine. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, Matthew, I don't know. Does it sound in tune? Does it sound in tune? I mean, it's honestly supposed to be... Hold on. I have to take this out to listen, because it's like, I can't do it. I can't do it, guys. I cannot do it. Let me do this. I have to unplug. Sorry. See? Oh my gosh. Okay. So yeah. It is in tune in a way. It's sort of in tune. Sort of in tune. But it probably sucks. So, whatever. Anyway, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who came through tonight. Oh my gosh. This microphone be like slipping, huh? I'd be like coming down. Oh well. Thank you guys. Thank you everybody who came tonight to the live stream. I appreciate it. I'm going to fix my freaking audio interface. It's very upsetting. Like, I just can't understand why I've had so many issues with this stupid ID14. I'm very not happy with it. And that's why I buy them. Like, I think Audient wanted to send me one, and I was like, nah, I don't want it because you want to like make me make a video for you. So I just bought it myself, and now I can just make a video that says like, dude, it sucks now. I loved it. Sad. Connor, Jordan, Matthew, My 4-Track Machine, Agrid Beats. Man, did I say Connor already? If I did. Shout out to all the super chats. Way too many. Matthew, please don't give any more. You do too much. Floral Bit, Anson. Shout out to Chandler. Thank you for asking the hard questions. And Sub Fifth Recordings. Thank you guys all for the super chats. I don't think you realize like it is absolutely unnecessary, and it is like super nice. But I like this. I enjoy this. It brings me joy to just talk to you guys. You know, maybe bring some other channels some shine if I can, and yeah, hopefully entertain you guys. I mean, 90 minutes is a long time, but you guys stay through, man. I mean, shout out to, I saw some people like before the chat, like before the stream started, and they still here all the way through the stream. Matthew and Connor, y'all stayed through like the whole stream. Like, it's crazy. That's crazy. I saw you guys like before. So great hang again. Less than I would spend on a night out. Yeah, I mean, yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you again. I'm gonna fix the audio next week because I'm just like so defeated with it because I've tried. Anyway, see you guys next week with donuts because the super chats equaled way more than enough for donuts. So next week we're going donuts. Maybe they're eclair at Krispy Kreme for the Krispy Kreme kickback. So yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you. No, I'm kidding. Goodbye.